I don't give out travel awards, but if I did, I would give the Pakt Aero the Best New Travel Backpack of 2025 award. With so many travel backpacks out there, it's rare these days to find a bag with some new innovative features and material and a design that's unique to everything else already on the market. But with the Aero, Pakt managed to create a larger 35-liter backpack that's full on features while also being extremely lightweight and a minimalist yet comfortable carry system. This bag has already been out for a few weeks, there's already reviews out there. However, on this channel, I think it's more important to properly test the bags that I'm showing you rather than just be the first person to post a review. So to test the Aero, I've already taken it on several shorter trips, including a recent 2-week trip to Michigan, flying carry-on only with Delta. I combined the larger Aero with the 16-liter Pakt Stash Day Pack as my packable bag, which I think works really great in combination. The dimensions on this 35-liter bag work perfectly as a carry-on, 20 inches long by 12 inches wide by about 10 inches deep, 50, 30, 24 centimeters. It easily fit in the overhead on all my flights and probably could fit under some seats. However, it's a little big to use as a personal item. Ballistic capacity, again, 35 liter. It seems pretty accurate before testing it. Fit everything I needed for my 2-week trip: clothes, toiletries, sandal, laptop, and electronics. However, on this channel, I like to test the capacity by filling with packing peanuts and transferring it into a marked container. That's the Aero fully packed with peanuts, making sure to fill these front pockets separately because they have their own volume. And just to note, this bag does stand up on its own fairly readily depending on how you pack it and where you put the heavy weight. So that's all the peanuts I had in there in this marked container, and you can see pretty much spot on at 35 liters. I'd also like to note the bag is empty right now. It holds its shape very well, stands up on its own even when empty, which is incredibly impressive considering this bag is just a little over 1 kilogram, about 2.35 pounds. Now looking at materials and hardware, I really like the main exterior fabric they used on the Aero. It's called Aeroweave. It's not X-Pack, but it's a similar laminated fabric with a diamond pattern. It's stiff, waterproof, yet strong and lightweight. Zooming a little bit closer, you can see it has the thin layer of ripstop on the top with the diamond weave laminate below that. This fabric seems to perform very similar to X-Pack, but just very light version. Again, this larger 35-liter bag, just a little over 1 kilogram, 2.35 pounds, which is impressively low for this large of a bag. Now looking at the external components on the Aero, I've always liked what Pakts have done with their clamshell style bags. However, I really like what they did on this bag with these 2 large external pockets with their own volume. Both of these pockets are quite large. This entire seam front section of the bag hold a lot more than you think they would. And for this trip, instead of filling this thing with electronics, I just used a small pouch here for easy access into the top pocket. This lower pocket has almost the same volume as the upper pocket, but the zipper is protected with this little waterproof flap as opposed to being open here like on this one. So it does make it a little bit harder to fit in full-size pouches on this one, unless you kind of fold the flap out of the way. But that being said, I think this is a great place for kind of your smaller everyday carry gear. I was even able to stick a small umbrella in there, sunglasses, and some extra charge cords and batteries. It has one external side water bottle pocket design I really like. It's large, lays flat, very wide, little stretchy seam over here in the middle. This thing will hold pretty much any size water bottle you want to put in there. Larger 1-liter Nalgene. For my trips, I've been carrying a 40-ounce Hydro Flask, which also works great. And one feature that I really like about this bag are these 4 tie-down straps. They're on each corner. Can't see this one because it's hidden in this very small, discreet pocket. I have this one pulled out. You can see light string with a little clip on the end to attach to this fabric loop. I found it especially useful with a water bottle because you can run the cord through there, clip it off, and then you don't need to worry about your water bottle ever falling out, regardless of which way you have the bag facing. The last external feature to show you are these 2 external access zippers into the main compartment. You can see this bag has top bottom sections separated with the middle zipper, and on the outside are 2 extra zippers, one here, that are going to open up into the main compartment on each of these sides. And I'll show you these a little bit more when I pack the bag later. Now let's have a look at the carry system on the Aero. Minimalist, lightweight, comfortable strap setup here that I think worked great, very comfortable, except when I had the bag packed out very heavy. The shoulder straps are wide, but they're on the thinner side. However, they're made from this higher density foam that doesn't collapse well under weight. There's not a whole lot else going on with the setup on these straps. There's no top load adjusters, there's no hip belt, just the basic strap setup and an adjustable sternum strap. The back padding here is also thin, flat design, basically same material as the shoulder straps, however also with this same high density foam and some decent air ventilation. This carry system is completely stowable if you want to use it in conjunction with a rolling luggage. Just unclip the shoulder straps here and then you can tuck them in here behind the back padding. Also behind the back padding, but in front of the compartment where the backpack straps are stored, luggage pass-through sleeve to go over the suitcase handle. Again, I found this bag to be surprisingly comfortable, even when the bag is fully packed, despite the modestly thin shoulder strap setup. And the only time I found this bag to be uncomfortable was when I had it fully packed out with all my stuff, laptop, camera, e-reader, tablet, plus extra gear like a full water bottle, snacks, all that stuff, but pretty much anything less than all of that stuff, and I found it worked great. Now let's have a look at the interior organization. Clamshell style backpack, fully opening, laying flat, 2 separate zippered compartments with the laptop sleeve in the middle. The interior on the Aero is simple, which is one way they use to cut weight, by making good use of this large exterior zipper pockets and only including one small zipper pocket on the inside. They don't waste weight and space with extra fabric. Also notice they didn't include a lining material on part of the interior, which is done more for aesthetic reasons. It makes the interior look nicer, but it doesn't really add much but weight to the actual function on the pack. As far as packing the Aero goes, the 2 separate compartments secured with zipper lids means you can, but you don't really need to use packing cubes with this bag, unless maybe you like to use a smaller one for socks and underwear. When I packed it, I pretty much just rolled my clothes, able to fit everything except for a light jacket, into one side of the bag. On the other side, I put all my larger, bulky, heavy stuff, which I had quite a bit of because I was doing a little trip with some camera gear. Tablet over there, toiletry kit, little extra pouch with some camera gear, another camera setup here, and then enough room on the top for a light jacket. Laptop gets stuffed in this middle compartment, and then on the exterior pockets, just kind of my everyday carry gear, small electronics pouch, umbrella, sunglasses, cord, and battery pack. And depending on how you pack this bag and what you put in each of these compartments, these 2 exterior zippers can be quite useful. For example, the Stash backpack is designed to fit in this Aero. So if you put this in one of these compartments, you can just open the top zipper, slide it in and out as you go. Or if you want to use this for just for easy access, smaller gear. For example, I have my jacket right in here on the inner compartment. Take that in and out as you go through the day. Toiletry bag, electronics, camera, whatever you want. So again, the Pakt Aero, one of my favorite travel backpacks of the year. Great organization, clamshell design, large exterior organization, comfortable backpack carry, all in a surprisingly low weight, 2.3 pounds, yet large 35-liter capacity. And with that, that's all I have for this review on the Pakt Aero 35. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.